Hello, hello. Wow. Thank you everyone for coming right back. It's amazing.
Thank you all. All right. Should we start off the order again?
Yes.
Here we go. When I was at the Telling Room, I was a part of the Young Emerging Authors program. So we got to make our own poetry book and publish it, which is crazy. High schoolers publishing their own books. And I think that just needs to become more of a thing across the entire world, because if we get younger and younger writers to publish their stories, people anywhere they live start seeing themselves in the things that they read versus, somebody who's like 30 years older, or, they start seeing somebody that looks like them. And I think that's really important. But the person that helped edit my book was Megan Grumbling. So if you see this, Megan, if you're out there, I miss you, and you're a really big inspiration to me. You keep me motivated, and you taught me a ton that I never would have known. So this is from Megan's new book. Go check it out on print, a bookstore. I know it's there. It's called Persephone in the Late Anthropocene. So Megan has taken the myth of Persephone, the Greek myth, and wrote all these poems of the ascent, the descent. It's a special collection. There's Farmer's Almanac quotes in there. Those are my favorite. So this one is called Light Song by Megan Grumbling. Light Song. Risen, raised once more from a worse dark than winter or wrong, I wake once more to light. Such strong solace, light after no light, yellow gold in youngest leaves, sunlight on skin, on lips. Strong solace for the loss of sweet and blameless things, of reckless love, the boundless want that barely slowed to breathe. By this light, I revive a vow, a love, an eros of relent to clocks and stones, to the swell of winter, river, sea. In the light, sometimes I am learning sorrow and joy as the same breath rising in the chest, in the throat. In time, I will again descend. I will go blue, but I will not lay down my love. Such love, even of sides as strong as song, as light floods, mint leaf and lemon, wet eyes, and the white of underwing, even when the only light is the word light, is the light we have carefully kept in our cup. Megan. So good.
Beautiful.
So talented.
That was beautiful. And the way you delivered it too, it was also really powerful. That was great.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody go get Megan's book. There's a pomegranate on the cover. If you're hungry, you will like this. I'm just kidding. All right, Rachel's up. Rachel's going to read a poem. It's not her own. Take it out of the ballpark.
I'm going to read a poem called The Good Angel. I found it from Rachel Contrini Flynn. He's one of Maine poet. I came across it and I really love it. It resonates with me. It's what we need to hear now with everything going on. So I'll start. The Good Angel. The one I wanted came. The one I called. Not the one who sweeps away defenseless skies, stars without homes, moons without a country, snows. The kind of snows that fall from a hand, a name, a dream, a face. Not the one who tied death to his hair, the one I wanted, without scraping air, without wounding leaves or shaking window panes. The one who tied silence to his hair, to scoop out, without hurting me, a shoreline of sweet light inside my chest so that my soul could sail. That was it. Thank you, everyone. That was I really love this poem, The Good Angel.
Can you read the line with the hair again? That was so good.
So it's repeated twice. So the first time she says that part is not the one who tied death to his hair, the one I wanted, without scraping air, without wounding leaves or shaking window panes, the one who tied silence to his hair. I love it. It's so nice. It's so good. It's full of great energy.
I think we're on the same page because we didn't know what the second poem we were picking was gonna be. Like, we hadn't read each other's, and we're in the same headspace of, you know, coming out of a pandemic and finding the silence as a new way of being. I think everybody is changed in some aspect than a year ago. A lot has happened. A lot of people have been lost, but we have still found peace and hope, I think, in those really small, silent spaces. And we're looking at those in a new light. Like, I know I'm just like observing more, you know, the more places I walk and the things underneath my feet on a building, things people say, like, I'm looking at those to a greater extent now that, you know, you're just like really grateful for an interaction at the grocery store of someone who's bagging your eggs and just saying hi, thank you for all you're doing. But yeah, what do you feel is different for you after or I guess we're still in it, but the pandemic?
Yeah, I think you couldn't have said it better, right? It's the small things that we used to take for granted that we didn't appreciate. You know, walking down and you see your neighbor, you give them a hug if they're having a bad day. You know, just those things that we took for granted. You know, the human interaction. I didn't realize how much or how important and crucial human interactions is really beneficial to my life until the pandemic hit. You know, I mean, I was craving human interaction more than I've ever done. You know, I didn't even know that was possible. Most of the people, we want to stay in our own element, you know, avoid crowds. But I feel like really what this pandemic has done is show us that as an individual, we need each other more than we could ever think. You know, I feel like, to me at least, it re-emphasized that, because no matter the circumstance, the situation that COVID created, and all the barriers and burden of preventing any human interaction, we still went above and beyond to find the means to have those human interaction. So that just like really shows me that it's a must, it's a need, and it's here to be preserved, to be maintained. And I just can't wait for the time that we can go out and, you know, gain our world a little bit back to normal, whenever that's going to be. But that's my hope. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, so well said. I know Peyton is on here, and I requested again, but it still says unable to join. So maybe we can have Peyton back for the next Poetry Express, but I sent it a couple more times. Let me know if you get it. But just on my end, it says unable to join, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's Instagram. So I'm going to bring back
Alexa.
You know it.
Let's go.
Let's go. I feel like it's a sports game of words, right?
Welcome back.
Hi. Thank you for the welcome back. So for my poem from a Maine author, I'm going to be reading Transformation, which is by Emma Dawson Webb, and it's from her collection here, The Weight of Objects, which was also published through the Young Emerging Authors program at the Telling Room. And I did the program with Emma, and she's amazing. She's like one of the best writers I've ever met, and she's a lovely person. So I'm excited to read one. So Transformation. I've never met a plant I haven't been able to talk to until my ivy. Its leaves hold me at bay. All we can balance are idle niceties. I work quite hard at taking care of it. I don't receive much back, but the small satisfaction of keeping it flourishing. My first boyfriend said I obsessed too much over the growth. An English teacher thought I was a delicate flower. Once in a fight, my friend said I was covered with thorns and prickles. They couldn't see the life in plants, only a friendly accent good for oxygen. Besides, they must only know cacti and orchids. I like to think I'm hard to kill, like a weed. My plant and I, we wrestle at politeness. Eventually, I forget our disconnect, try not to waste my energy. Stems wilt, making me feel bad for not trying hard enough. My friend examines it after a slightly awkward lunch of dry salads and mediocre wine. It's not your fault. This plant is hopeless. It made a choice. Like you, she says to herself. My limbs turn green and stretch like string. Tri-pointed leaves sprout from my head. And that's it.
Wow, thanks, Alexa.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for give me the chance to share it. So, thank you.
What has that book meant to you of just Emma's work?
I mean, it's super interesting. So the whole premise of the book is it's about objects and the way we're affected by them. And, which I think is especially relevant, right now when we're spending so much time in our houses. And it's very cool also because when you read the whole book, it forms this arc of growth. So in a later poem, the ivy plant appears again. And there's this glass that has a midlife crisis that appears multiple times throughout the collection. And so it's just all about this change and this growth and being aware of your surroundings. And yeah, just amazing. And she's an amazing writer. So it's been, it was very beautiful for me to read, especially seeing it in all the working parts. Thank you. I'll click the little X. Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Have a good night.
Oh, wow. We're going to go back to our friend Mary. Hopefully she's still awake back in Paris.
True. All right. Dun, 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 dun.
There she
Yes! Okay, Rachel. It's Peyton.
Oh, it's
It worked!
Yes, finally. Yes.
I'm so happy right now.
Hi.
Hi, Peyton. I'm sorry about technology stuff, and I'm so glad that your words matter, and that's so true. And thank you for being here. Whenever you're ready. I mean, wait, first we got a whole bio.
Yes.
Can you video this one?
You wanna read it?
We'll be on Instagram.
Wait, my poem or the poem of the main author?
Oh.
I'm sorry, you're breaking out.
Okay. Am I still breaking up?
No, you're good.
Just a little bit, but now you're good.
Okay, so we have a small introduction of yourself that I would like to read before you read your poem to us. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So Peyton is a 5th grader at Parna Elementary School. She has been writing since she could hold a pencil. That's just impressive. She keeps a journal of poems. She has written by her bed, a Google folder full of fictional stories. She has written and has scattered pages of typed essays. She has typed on her 1960 blue typewriter. Peyton is most expressive in her written words. She is nervous and excited to read. Peyton, the audience is lovely, and we all can't wait to hear what you have to share. It's amazing. Please, whenever you are ready, share with us one of your poems.
One of my poems? Okay. I wrote a poem called Winter Orchard, and it goes, the lightly falling snowflakes land gently on the ground, layering and layering until their unique designs make a pure white blanket that goes on and on and on. Its cleanness is mesmerizing as it creates woods of wonder, and with the sun glaring on the glittering snow, the world looks like a haven to the girl sitting by the window.
Wow.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. The window part. That really got me. I could picture the entire scene. What was your idea to write down that poem, or like did it change from the first time you wrote it to where it is now? Get it all in one go?
So I have changed it a little bit, but not by much. And my inspiration is when it's snowing out, I really like to look out the window and see the snow falling down and like piling up. It's just really beautiful.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, and I feel like since we have had the privilege to have Peyton online, why don't we have her read the second poem so we don't have to go through the. What do you think?
Rachel, you read my mind. Yeah, Peyton, if you want to, kick us off with round 2, this is amazing. If you want to read your poem, author you pick, and then we will head over to Mary. We'll head back to Mary. This is perfect. How this all worked out. Go ahead.
It's kind of long. Should I read the entire thing, or?
Whatever you feel like. Either one. We got time.
Okay. It's called Rock Me to Sleep, and the author is Elizabeth Allen. And I really like this poem because it reminds me of my relationship with my mom. And I liked how the author's perspective is focused on her passed away mom and how she misses her so much. That really took me. And so it goes, turn backward, oh time in your flight, make me a child again just for tonight. Mother, come back from the echoless shore. Take me again to your heart as of yore. Kiss from my forehead the furrows of care, smooth the few silver threads out of my hair. Over my slumbers your loving watch keep. Rock me to sleep, mother, rock me to sleep. Backward, flow backward, O tide of the years. I am so weary of toil and tears. Toil without recompense. Tears all in vain. Take them and give me my childhood again. I have grown weary of dust and decay, weary of flinging my soul wealth away, weary of sowing for others to reap. Rock me to sleep, mother, rock me to sleep. Tired of the hollow, the base, the untrue. Mother, oh mother, my heart calls for you. Many a summer the grass has grown green, blossomed and faded our faces between. Yet with strong yearning and passionate pain, long I tonight for your presence again. Come from the silence so long and so deep. Rock me to sleep, mother, rock me to sleep. Over my heart, in the days that are flown, no love like mother love shall ever have shown. No other worship abides and endures, faithful, unselfish, and patient like yours. None like a mother can charm away pain from the sick soul and the world-weary brain. Slumber soft calms over my heavy lids creep. Rock me to sleep, mother, rock me to sleep. Come, let your brown hair, just lightened with gold, fall on your shoulders again as of old. Let it drop over my forehead tonight, shading my faint eyes away from the light. For with its sunny-edged shadows once more, haply will throng the sweet visions of yore. Loving softly, its bright willows sweep, Rock me to sleep, mother, rock me to sleep. Mother, dear mother, the years have been long since I last listened to your lullaby song. Sing, then, and unto my soul it shall seem womanhood's years have been only a dream, clasped to your heart in a loving embrace, with your light lashes just sweeping my face. Never hereafter to wake or to weep. Rock me to sleep, mother, rock me to sleep.
Oh,
That was beautiful read. It really touched the soul.
Yeah, so too.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
Peyton, can I
Thank you.
ask a question before you leave? But share with us a little bit. What first got you interested in poetry? How did it come to you?
Well, I started out with writing, and so I realized how much I like to write with my emotions and like description. I was like, I feel like poetry would be the perfect thing for me to express myself.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, everyone, you heard it from Peyton. You know, it's her to express herself, and I'm sure that's
and
beautiful.
what is this event called? Poetry Express.
Poetry,
Hey, and you
yes. Can you
the
imagine?
event perfectly. Perfect.
Peyton was involved with somebody who came up with this title. She was secretly involved in this.
She's on the train. Conductor Peyton.
Okay.
I love that. Thank you
Thank you.
for
Peyton.
being. Never stop writing. Your words are everything. I felt that so deeply. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody, I'm crying. I
mean, well, what more inspirations could we look for?
Right
Yeah.
on.
I
think there's a little X button.
Yeah.
I think it will work.
There you
go.
go.
Thank you, Peyton. Through the void. Through the void.
Yeah, thank you. That was wonderful. That was amazing. Beautiful read. Very inspiring.
Guess who's up next?
We go back to Paris. We're taking the plane to Paris. Welcome back.
We made it to the future.
Hello.
I know I'm being really loud, and Mary has roommates, so I'm so sorry.
Mary's roommates.
Great. You want to share your second poem and tell us who the author is?
Yes, so my second poem is titled Witch Wife, and it's by Edna St. Vincent Millay, who was born in Rockland, Maine, and she's kind of an older poet. She was born in 1892, but I think she's a really beautiful poet. I love her work, and this particular poem really drew me because it's playing off of those of old fairy tales about like the witch wife woman who's kind of captured. You see it a lot in Selkie stories, where it's like this man who captures this woman who comes from the sea, and like she's slightly magical. So it's like playing on these like myths and legends, but at the same time, I feel like it's talking a lot about women's mobility and freedom, and how Millay links that to the sea, which I really, really love the ocean. It's like one of the biggest loves of my life, so I appreciate that. Without further ado, Witch Wife by Edna St. Vincent Millay. She's neither pink nor pale, and she will never be all mine. She learned her hands in a fairy tale, and her mouth on a valentine. She has more hair than she needs. In the sun 'tis a woe to me, and her voice is a string of colored beads, her steps leading into the sea. She loves me all that she can, and her ways to my ways resign. But she was not made for any man, and she will never be all mine.
Thank you for that. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was amazing. I wanted to ask Mary, what is it about this individual poet that resonates with you so much? Share with us a little bit why her work resonates with you on that level.
I think that she writes really beautiful things. She writes rhyming poetry, which for a long time was the only kind of poetry I wrote. So I appreciate how well she works within that form. But I think there's also like a mixture of rebellion and love in her work. And she was also someone who wrote about Maine and wrote about the ocean while she was away. Like, she didn't live a lot of her life in Maine, but so that resonates with me also, like being away from where I'm from originally and kind of having to remake myself and rethink about how identity can be traced through years or places or what you value.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much for that answer. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here all the way from France, Paris, and everybody in the chat. Go send Mary a bunch of love. She's up late, so we're gonna go let you get some sleep. You are a Telling Room true fan and legend. You dedicated time with us, so thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You have a good night. Oh, that was amazing. Rylan wrote, "Send us cheese." I agree, Rylan. She should send us cheese.
We want cheese.
There was a wanted to. It was Jen. Jen wrote poetry expression. That's beautiful. I wanted to just shout that.
Spot on. Mary, we really reached a wide distance with that one. He's back!
Back, Ryan.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Would you like to go ahead and share what author you picked? And
I picked the poem Blue Ice by Ellen Taylor because I liked this poem because I'm pretty sure I started skating when I was 5 or 6 years old, and I started playing hockey at 6 or 7, and I've really loved playing hockey ever since.
Oh, that's beautiful. Whenever you're ready, Ryan, please share with us.
All right. Blue Ice by Ellen Taylor. After years, the stiff skates still slip on over wool socks. White laces intersect and climb up to our ankles until the geometry is complete. I follow you onto the shoveled ice. My legs wobble and dull blades hesitate. You have been practicing and push and glide with ease while I stutter behind you. Then, as the crisp surface cleans my blade, I match your pace. Almost and once again, we are gliding across the disk of ice, as many years ago, stroking the lake with our stride, leaving behind a wake of ice chips. We avoid the hem of blue ice, feel the winter air sting our cheeks and noses. The sky is bold and bright, and we are skating again. Not even darkness will sadden us tonight.
That was beautiful and beautifully read. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan, can you just read the last line for all of us? I think that sums up everything.
The sky is bold and bright, and we are skating again. Not even darkness will sadden us tonight.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Full of hope. Exactly what we need right now, right, Amanda?
Exactly. And Ryan, one of your mentors wants to give you a shout out. Catherine is here. And she says, so well read, goosebumps. And I think we're all just really proud of you. We have some really young readers tonight, and I think, you know, it doesn't matter what age you are. You read that with such eloquence and the perfect speed. So I hope you never stop sharing your poems out loud and writing. You really got something there. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ryan.
Have a good night.
Good night.
I love you too.
I do it too. My whole phone tipped over one time on Instagram Live, but it's fun.
I mean, it has been just so full of inspirations. I feel
Yes.
like as soon as we conclude this, I have to go and start, you know, my own writing of poetry, because these are everybody amazing with what they have to share.
Mm-hmm. It's just so many different perspectives too we've gotten.
Anna, welcome back.
Hi. Sorry, my Wi-Fi's.
Rebecca. It's gonna be the joke forever, Hannah. So thank you for coming back. And what author did you pick?
I chose the poem "May Morning" by Celia Thaxter. Which I just personally, this is a poem that it's really beautiful, and I've always kind of felt a little bit of a connection to it, because sometimes I just kind of need that little reminder of, well, life in Maine isn't always the most comfortable in the summer and the winter and everything. Some, you know, like moments in May and everything, you can see the true beauty of the state and everything. So, yeah, okay. Warm, wild, rainy wind blowing fitfully, stirring dreamy breakers on the slumberous May sea. What shall fail to answer thee? What thing shall withstand the spell of thine enchantment flowing over sea and land? All along the swamp edge in the rain I go, all about my head thou the loosened locks dost blow. Like the German goose girl in the fairy tale, I watch across the shining pool my flock of ducks that sail. Redly gleam the rose haws, dripping with the wet, fruit of somber autumn, glowing crimson yet. Slender swords of iris leaves cut the water clear, and light green creeps the tender grass, thick spreading far and near. Every last year's stalk is set with brown or golden studs. All the boughs of bayberry are thick with scented buds. Islanded in turfy velvet where the ferns uncurl, lo, the large white duck's egg glimmers like a pearl. Softly sing the billows, rushing, whispering low. Freshly, oh, deliciously, the warm wild wind doth blow. Plaintive fleet of new-washed lambs come faint from far away, and clearly cry the little birds, alert and blithe and gay. Oh, happy, happy morning, oh dear familiar place. Oh, warm, sweet tears of heaven fast falling on my face. Oh, well-remembered rainy wind, blow my cares away, that I may be a child again this blissful morn of May.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, Hannah. Why did you pick that?
I know that especially like very, very recently over spring break, I recently had a surgery done on my foot, and I've had a hard time getting out into nature. And one of my favorite things is personally to go to the beach, Wells Beach here, and I can't really do that right now. And so I've kind of found that writing that shows the beauty of where we live can kind of just help me to remember that it won't be long until I can go back out again. And it helps me just kind of remember everything that I love about where we live.
That's beautiful. I just love how everyone is speaking poet that's full of hope, full of energy, full of life. You know, exactly what we need now.
Thank you, Hannah, for being here tonight. Everybody go check out the next book at the Telling Room, which is an anthology, and it's coming out so soon. Hannah's poem is going to be featured in that. We're really excited. Thank you for being here tonight, Hannah.
Thank you for having me.
Hannah, Liz Sinclair said, captures the enchantment and tenderness of spring in Maine. the poem you picked us. That was beautiful.
Have a good evening.
Thank you. That was like, I've never heard of a poem that, yeah, you get all of the emotions of Maine. I think Maine is a really unique place. Like, I'm really proud to be from there. Whenever I meet somebody new, I'm like, I'm from Maine. And then they always go, Canada? Boston? New York? And I go, Maine!
That's true. It is the same expression.
Yeah.
Of Alicia. They're going to conclude our night tonight. Welcome. Yeah.
Hi, it's good to be back.
Alicia, I would like to give you a shout out because of the next anthology.
Yeah.
But can you give us a little sliver, just a little hint, a little preview, a little pomegranate seed, there we go, of what your role was, your major role in the next publication?
Yeah, so I was a part of the publishing workshop that went through the pieces for the anthology and selected them. I'm also the cover illustrator for the next anthology. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And I've seen it's, guys, get ready. My jaw, Alicia, when I tell you this, and I mean this so honestly, I don't say things that I don't mean, but my jaw dropped. Like, I hope you know how, your illustrations, like, I don't even know. I texted my mom the next cover, and I was like, this is Alicia, get ready. Big things await. And you're already doing big things. So thank you for everything you do for the Telling Room.
Well, thank you for so much. That means a lot. Yeah. No, and
I
I
feel like-
love the opportunity to illustrate for the Telling Room. Like,
Yeah.
it's great to give back a fraction of what they gave me as a teenager.
Right.
Hold on.
I can't wait. I haven't seen it, so I can't wait. Keep waiting for it to come by.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes out
Alright.
June 24th next month. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. That's good.
Wow.
So what do you have? What do you have to read? Who did you pick?
I'll be reading Prayer for the Dead by Stuart Kinsenbaum, and I'd be happy to talk more about why I picked that once there's context for the poem. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and read that. Prayer for the Dead by Stuart Kinsenbaum. The light snow started late last night and continued all night long while I slept and could hear it occasionally enter my sleep, where I dreamed my brother was alive again and possessing the beauty of youth, aware that he would be leaving again shortly, and that is the lesson of the snow falling and of the seeds in death that are in everything that is born. We are here for a moment of a story that is longer than all of us, and few of us remember the wind blowing out of some place we don't know, and each moment contains rhythms within rhythms. And if you discover some old piece of your own writing or an old photograph, you may not remember that it was you, and even if it was once you, it is not you now. Now at this moment that the synapses fire, and your hands move to cover your face in a gesture of grief and remembrance. And I chose that poem because how our self changes over time has always been it's a beautiful poem. It's always been of interest to me, how our sense of self changes over time. And I feel like there are certain lines within this poem that really encapsulate what that means in regards to like coming across an old piece of art that you did. You were an entirely different person when you made that. And it's interesting. It's almost like it was made by a different person.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautifully related. That was good.
And I just want to give a shout out to Stu Kinsenbaum, who is really tied with the Telling Room in infinite ways, but he put out a podcast called Voices of the Future, and it was featured on Maine Public Radio. You guys can go and Google search that and listen to all the episodes where he talks with students of the Telling Room. They perform their own poems that are featured in A New Land. Check it out at Print, a bookstore. They always have her back there. We love them. And thank you to Stu. Thank you for picking that poem, Alicia. That was, what a way to end the night.
Yeah.
It was a great good night.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me, hosting this.
It was great.
Alicia, and thanks for accepting our invite. It was nice.
Of course. No, it was a pleasure.
See you soon, Alicia, and thank you for your words and just being yourself. You always bring such good energy wherever you go. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. It was great to see you both. Have a great night.
Thanks, Alicia. Wow, what a night, Amanda. How do you feel? Do you feel like we've reached ourselves?
How do you feel, Rachel? I feel like this was just. You go first. This is hard to sum up in words.
No, wow. I think this night we really, not just me and you, but even our readers, it's like they collaborated, right? I don't know. I feel like something that they did behind, because the poems that they choose, either their own or the others that they've chosen, they were all so full of hope, and they articulated and were very precise in terms of speaking about the theme that we chose tonight: identity, present, past, and future. So I'm glad that everyone was able to stick around. It was amazing. You know, happy Friday. What do you think? Tell me, how do you feel?
No words coming from a poet and a writer. I'm really grateful for this group. Thank you to Jan, who, was our partner in crime at Maine Humanities Council, and to everybody who teaches at the Telling Room, everybody on the board, behind the scenes, all the editors, publishers, anybody who walks up that staircase. We all have that feeling of opening the door at the Telling Room or the elevator door. And it's just such a special place where you just get to be yourself. And I think that's really rare, that a space feels that safe and welcoming. The Telling Room is just like my whole heart. I know it is for you too, Rachel, but check out the Telling Room, everybody, online, and we have a lot of contests you can submit to, our summer camps, new books. Check out the bookstore. There's so many books. We've published over 150, something like that. But thank you to Rachel too. Rachel, you have my back always this entire night and last time, and I couldn't ask for a better co-host. You're such a great listener, and just thank you for being yourself.
I feel the same way. Very honored to be co-hosting with you tonight. I wanted to add on the list of individuals that we're thanking for making this happen: Maine Humanities Council. This was a great platform you've given us to, bring out the young, talented individuals in our community, give them this platform to share their creative and their talents. I'm sure you all know, but it's very empowering when a person like Peyton or Ryan has a platform like this to share things that he probably, think for himself, or maybe it's not good enough, but he comes, he shares it, and he sees that we're all inspired by his work. It's amazing. Very grateful for the Telling Room and everyone at Maine Humanities Council. And for you, Amanda. I look forward to having a third round of this.
Dude, seriously though, we'll be back, everybody, for round 3. We don't even know what it's called yet, but Rachel and I are a team forever, and I'm really thankful for you. So thank you, everybody, for being here, and have a great night.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Bye. Go get a new link.